Hello everybody, we're back this week with another video analysis. This time we're going to Texas and we're going to be talking about a game between Fuzz and Fearless. Fuzz plays Mewtwo and Fearless is a Lucario player. I think right now they're 1 and 2 in Houston, although I haven't checked their PR recently, but they're both kind of top of the region. So this is like kind of indicative of what the highest level of play in Houston looks like. And I picked this video for, I guess, like 2 reasons. One is that Fuzz is one of the players that has successfully been flown out to the bigger bulk, so just getting him a little exposure, that guy is like super good, and I wanted to sort of make a video showing the way that they play down there. And I do think that Mewtwo is a very interesting character that's different from all the other ones that I've kind of talked about in this series so far. He's like Marth in the sense that he uses his range and his hitboxes to sort of stuff approaches, act like a wall, but he also doesn't have as good of a dash dance game. So if you can imagine if a Marth's play style was sort of more about using fairs and up tilts to zone and less about the dash dance grab game. Because Mewtwo is kind of really good at that, and I think that that's something that Fuzz really does well, and I want to like sort of highlight that. So let me get a couple things moved around here. And we're gonna start the video. First off, coolest thing I've ever seen. I don't know, like I don't think it does this in regular PM. It's like some mod, but did you see like Mewtwo like sparkles when he enters? I think it's because it's like the shiny version of Mewtwo, which I think is like really funny. Anyways, so let's talk about what the rhythm of this matchup is, because Fearless and Fuzz have played a billion times before, I'm pretty sure, and you're gonna see 2 players that are familiar with the matchup, right? So what you're gonna see is, oops, no, we're okay here. Like we're going to see pretty much Fearless being the approacher and Fuzz being the defender or the zoning character. It's a little different. It's sort of like a weird, bizarre, floatier version of Marth versus Fox, I guess, if you want to say. Because a lot of situations are going to feel like Fuzz whiffs something, then Fearless is able to go in and get some sort of crazy pressure combo, right? So differences between this and a traditional melee matchup. Let's go into the mechanics of the characters really fast before we talk too much about the specifics of the game. Lucario is floatier than Fox. I'm going to say that he is the Fox type in this matchup. He, like a Fox, can be really fast on the ground, have like a really strong dash dance threat, and he also has the ability to cross up on shield, land in front of your shield, and then do like a shine or something, right? So Fox is really mobile, really fast, and a lot of his moves are safe, right? Let's say that you're Fox and you do a shuffle nair. You like shuffle nair here, you put up the hitbox right before you land, and then you L cancel it, and then you shine or something, and then you can like have a hitbox right here, and then you like retreat back or whatever, you go into your grab mix up. Pretty much a lot of stuff is safe. Whereas with Lucario, it's pretty much you're only Fox if you hit the shield. If you don't hit the shield, then you are just a crappy character. So like he hits the shield here, right? Or he doesn't hit the shield, but he hits the player. So let's go back a little bit. Oh gosh, let's delete that first and let's switch back to the pen or the mouse. So you'll see right here, and I'm going to talk about Mewtwo in a little bit, but let's start with Lucario. Here, see? He gets the dash attack, and because of that he's able to enter his magic series, right? Lucario's moves can cancel into a bunch of different other moves, so dash attack can cancel into side B, which is where the pressure mix-up starts, right? You see that the dash attack can be crouch canceled, Fuzz like ASDIs down, puts up a shield, but then it gets grabbed, right? So that's like sort of like, you can think of it like really decent pressure. So Lucario has pressure options. Let's talk about Mewtwo after, like, you know, Fearless gets this combo. It's pretty good. Lucario has a pretty decent punish game, which I think is like, yeah. It's thanks in part to like the way that his mechanics work. A lot of Lucario players, I don't want to say mainly iPunch Kids, but iPunch Kids definitely does it like very well, and all these other Lucarios do too, using Aura Sphere canceling in order to extend their punishes and make Lucario hit a lot harder than I feel like the developers thought that he would when they first designed him as a character. But okay, let's go into the Mewtwo half of this matchup. Mewtwo is sort of like Peach and Marth combined. And the reason he is because of moves like his up tilt and up air and back air, acting like Marth's, having a float that is like Peach's. So you see right here, like, you can imagine, oh, if, like, let's compare this to Melee again. This up tilt is very similar to a Fox, or no, to a Marth up tilt. He kind of has this like weird arc that he goes in, right, and like it covers the platform. And if someone's landing up here, it's like kind of safe. But if you like block it, right, if you shield it, you can, like, let's say that Lucario shields it, he can shield drop down air, shield drop nair, or whatever, right? It's very punishable on whiff. But it has so much range, and I believe that it's disjointed now. So like he won't trade by getting hit by the tail. It'll just go through. It's essentially just a sword that's attached to his butt. And that Mewtwo has a lot of moves like that. Like up tilt is like a Marth up tilt. Up air is like a like a really big Captain Falcon up air. Right, and that's crazy to imagine having that a move that has that good of a hitbox attached to a character that can float around and like literally put it anywhere he wants just by like tilting the control stick. You know, he can threaten a lot of space. What he compromises that with is speed. You know, Marth has a very fast dash dance, but Mewtwo's dash dance is a little slower. It doesn't really net him as much. So he kind of has to, well, not has to, but he's played better when he is sort of reactive, kind of putting hitboxes out where he thinks they're going to fall because of the sort of hybridization with the Peach mechanics, with the float. A lot of his aerials are a lot safer. Think about Marth. When Marth does an up air and he misses, it's like, oh shoot, or like he like throws a fair at you and you shield the fair, then you know that Marth's going to be in a lot of end lag and you can punish him. So a lot of times players will, like, let's say that you see a Marth doing short hop double fairs, or like, you know, it's like one fair here, and then like they L cancel and they do another fair here, and then they mix up the timing and then they do one here or something, right? So there's like this wave of like hitboxes coming at you. But if you get in between it, right? Let's say that he forward airs here, like in this example, Marth's over here, then you go in and you run up and you shield it, and he misspaces it, then he's like super vulnerable to like a grab, or like if you're a special kind of character, like other out of shield options that are very good. Because Mewtwo has a float cancel, his hitboxes are a lot safer. So, and again, I'm just going into the basic mechanics of what this matchup will look like, just to kind of front load you all to watch the video kind of with a trained eye to see what you're looking out for. When I shield against a Mewtwo, right, let's say that a Mewtwo is doing up airs and he does another up air here, he's floating when he does it. So like he contacts the shield, he's like, uh-oh, I hit the shield. He falls, right? And I'm not entirely sure about the frame data involved, but I do know that it is way better to be like floating, like let's say this is the ground, you're like floating so close to the ground, you throw out an up air, and then when anything dangerous happens, you can just land. You can land within like a frame or two, and then you auto cancel it, and then you have pretty much, you're safe. Mewtwo, like, I thank goodness Mewtwo doesn't have like a frame 2 or frame 3 jab. I think his jab's like frame 6 or something. If he had like a crazy jab, that would lead into insanely like tricky mix-ups. Imagine like, you know, like a Peach doing a float nair into double jabs on shield. Mewtwo would be like kind of can do that with more range. His up air has more range than any of Peach's moves. Back air has so much range, more than any of Peach's moves. So Mewtwo has good properties of like these traditionally melee characters that are mashed up in a really strange way. So you see right here, that's sort of what Fuzz is doing. He's using a lot of his hitboxes to threaten, and then Fearless is weaving through and trying to navigate around it. Right? You're going to see a lot of really cool ledge options from Fuzz. He's really good with the ledge dash with Mewtwo. Right? Or is this, I think it's 20 winner into, I don't know if it's a double jump or whatever, but it looks like it might be fully invincible. I'm not too sure. But again, just like using the threat of like his hitboxes, right? This one misses, but similar idea to a Marth using a back air, or, you know, like a Peach floating with the hitbox waiting. And
so even though Fuzz is counter
putting out hitboxes where you think your opponent is going to be is one of the most important things about playing a character with range. If you like characters like Marth or Roy or like Ike, like those characters have a lot of range, but they aren't necessarily the easiest to get clean hits on in neutral, right? You're gonna have to. Ooh, Fuzz is gonna do something cool. Oh my god. Oh, and I'm just interrupting my thought to just bring special attention to this. Like, oh my god, Fearless. Like, dash attacks are so good when you hit them, but when you miss them, you look like a freaking scrub, dude. Oh, let's watch this 3 more times. Just like, oh my god. Like, Fuzz comes down off plat. He just like looks at him. He's very honest dash dancing, and then he just like kills him. Whatever. It's so embarrassing. Anyways. Like, if you like characters that are sort of have a lot of range, the best way to use that range is to recognize what is the value of range, right? Very abstractly, it's the fact that you have a lot of space, right? So like let's take this example. Notice the ledge option also, pretty good. Invincible Waveland into roll. Mewtwo has the best roll in the game, so he gets gray for a second, but he gets center stage. Whoa, look at that. Fully invincible getting center stage. This character is freaking broken. Okay, so let's talk about the value of range, because range means that you can be outside of another character's threat zones, and you're allowed to throw out hitboxes a little more liberally when you are spaced farther away. You don't have to be as precise the farther away you are from the other player, right? So right now Fuzz is doing a float cancel up air, so or just a float up air, and he's gonna cancel it later. But his range is here, right? You see Mewtwo's up air kind of scoops up here, goes all the way around. It's enormous. Let's think about what Lucario can do, like on this perfectly spaced up air. He's in his shield, like. First off, he's facing this way, I'm pretty sure, so he can't even, like, his grab only goes this far. Let's say that he wants to up smash out of shield. Lucario has that option. Let me erase the Mewtwo stuff. Or, we'll keep, oh, I can pick different colors. Shoot, dude, check it out. Alright, let's say that this is Lucario, right? Lucario is facing this way, so he can grab. He can also up smash out of shield. That sends you this way. Or, it sends you this way. If you're a super creative Lucario, you can jump out of shield and then down air, double jump down air. That takes you in a direction either here, right? Just imagine a Lucario jump down airing out of shield and then you drift, right? These are pretty much all of Lucario's offensive options out of shield. So if you're Fuzz and you get Lucario in shield here, because of your range, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about anything. This is the value of range. If you play, like, if you're a low-level player and you don't really know why these range characters are good, it's because of this. It's because Fuzz is right here, and Lucario can't reach him because of the range. So you're allowed to do these crazy things, like, even if you know what's going to hit the shield, it doesn't matter, right? Let's delete all this gunk and see what Fuzz does, right? He does this, and then because of the other half of it, the fact that he's Mewtwo and not Marth, he has very little ending lag here, so he can actually up tilt to stuff in out of shield option, right? So let's see that. I think the up air and the up tilt happen really fast, right? 1, 2. So it's like he can use the range of this, right, to say, okay, you actually can't hit me anytime soon. So knowing that, let's say that I anticipate that you want to do something, right? If I think that you're going to do something, I'm going to stuff it. I'm going to put out another hitbox, hoping or thinking that you're going to do something, right? Like, you haven't done anything yet. I'm just going to, like, put these out until you do, and then punish it from there, right? So these are all just like sort of waiting moves, and that's abusing your range against a character that doesn't have it, right? Imagine that this wasn't let's go back a little bit. Imagine if this wasn't a Mewtwo or kind of character with range, and if this was like, I don't know, Fox or Falco, or even like, I don't know, let's say someone even like worse, at pressuring. Like let's say it's I don't know, Pikachu or something, right? So if you are attacking a shield and you are Pikachu, or like let's say Mario or something, right? You can only really, your range only really extends not that far. Like you can maybe nair, and once you nair, then you're hitting their shield, and you have to worry about that now. Now that Lucario stuff that we were talking about, right? The up smashes and the like the down air angle, right? Up smash hits you now. That hits. Boom. Down air also hits. So like you have to worry about all this stuff. And like that's where the mix-up game happens. Mix-up is a very deep aspect of Smash. But you can circumvent it by having range. You can circumvent it saying, I don't really care about the mix-up. I'm just gonna like attack from this far away and see what you do. And I don't have to like do these 50-50s. I can just throw out things that are like, you know, if I catch it, I catch it. If I don't, I don't. But I'm safe either way. And you can see that Fuzz kind of does a lot of that stuff. Like you're about to see, like right here, right? This is like, I really like this. Like first off, it's a shield drop read, which is like super cool. Like shield drop reads are awesome. And it's also like spaced really well. These are like two players that really know each other. Like look at this read. And I apologize, Fuzz, or I apologize to everybody, I guess, if like this isn't a read and like Fuzz just did it on accident, right? But like he's like calling something. He's saying, you know what, like I could threaten to like go up, right? And like this is like how I interpret the situation. I can threaten. Oops, what did I do? Who cares? I guess we're gonna watch in this aspect ratio from now on. But I jumped. I can float. Mewtwo can float. That's something that Mewtwo can do. And then he can choose to maybe space a forward air here, right? Like floating, hovering, and then forward airing right here on the tip of his shield, because Mewtwo has the flexibility with hover. He can fade in, hit him with the fair, and then dip out. So then he can't get shield grabbed. That's another flexibility that Mewtwo has, right? So this is what he's doing, and that's what he's threatening when he's jumping up here. When he's jumping up here, he's saying, yo, pay attention to this mix-up. Pay attention to what I'm going to do here with this forward air. How are you going to respond? And like in response, Fearless is like, yo, I'm out. I'm going to drop down. I'm going to drop down, shield drop, right? Shield dropping is when you like hold down slightly in your shield and then you're able to drop through a platform, right? It's the fastest way to get out of pressure while on a platform. Everyone should learn how to shield drop. He decides to go down, right? And that's a reasonable play if you're anticipating this happening up here. So like the little moments like this when Fuzz is like, oh, I'm going to think one step ahead of him, right? It's like, like this is Fearless. He's responding to what Fuzz is doing. Fuzz looks like he's going to go up, so he goes down. Fuzz knows that Fearless is thinking that, so he goes down too. And like this is like, in my opinion, like the essence of like good Smash. And look how well spaced this up air is also. If this up air, like if Lucario stayed up here, this up air would have contacted shield, did a little bit of shield pressure, and then he would have kept Lucario on the platform while he's below. So like Fuzz had a lot of good options covered, and he's able to kind of use this like range to keep Lucario out. He is the tower defense. Right here, this down tilt, same thing, anticipating movement. Lucario isn't there yet. You know what I mean? Like, pay attention to when Fuzz throws out this down tilt. He throws it out now, right? Like, he throws it out anticipating Lucario is going to fall. He's not doing it because Lucario's already here. Lucario's up here, you know? Sometimes, like, the most important thing to realize is that your hitboxes don't come out on frame 1. And they come out on frame, like, I don't know, down to it's like 5 or 6. It's really fast. But, like, in general, in Smash, a lot of what gets you a lot of good hits is anticipating trajectories. If I am Fearless and I'm going down a platform, I can only really go this way, right? Or I double jump up, right? Which in case, like that's like the mix up at this junction right here. I can either fast fall down, looks like he's starting a forward air, or he could go bait, double jump over, maybe down air on him or something. But this is the trajectory that Fuzz is anticipating. He thinks that Fearless is going to go like this. So instead of saying, oh, I'm going to wait for him to come down and then I'll down tilt him, I know when he's up here that he's going to be down here later. So that by the time this tail swings around, it'll meet and match up at the exact frame, right? So this is like important stuff to pay attention to. Anticipate. Use your range and throw out the hitboxes a little bit early so that the moment he hits the ground, this is when that tail comes out. And like, this is the first frame that Fearless could get hit by this, and he does because Fuzz prepares. Fuzz like understands the trajectories of where Lucario is going. So he knows, oh, he's going down. I'm going to go throw a hitbox there, and it's going to catch him. You know, like I'm going to put these traps up before he comes instead of setting them after.
I don't know how it worked.
I guess upbeat, but
Yeah, upbeat
And again, let's look at yeah. So Fearless is using his invincibility really well here. Just like to talk about Fearless for a little bit. Corners Fuzz, right? Gets his dash attack, down smash whiffs. Fuzz whiffs his forward air, but he's cornered, shielding out of pressure, like out of like nervousness. I guess he's a little, you know, like sometimes you get a little freaked out. Let's pause on the shield. When you're in shield against Lucario on the corner, it's really bad because you like immediately Fearless goes for this down tilt. If he gets hit by that down tilt, then like Fuzz enters the vortex of like what a Lucario can do to a person's shield. Is he gonna side beam me? Is he gonna cancel into smash attacks? Is he gonna aura sphere cancel, walk up a little bit, do forward tilts, like inch himself a little closer? It's really tough. So then this is something that Fearless is good at, and he capitalizes on it.
Oh man, that fair just like
Fuzz combo breaks, but like that was like good corner pressure for a little bit.
Let me give you this claw really quick.
And I think right now we're gonna see a lot of really good play from Fearless using the teleports. This is an extension of the same idea. Teleports as he down B's away, right? So like, honestly, Fearless was probably only trying to catch the trajectory, but look. Notice the frame he begins his teleport. He's teleporting right now. It's because he's in jump squat, right? Like, he wants to teleport while he's in the air, right? And then he also wants to teleport like in this direction. So like he has to go through jump squat first to do it. Turn around a little bit. So let's count the frames. Let's see here. Close enough. So like again, it's like it's all about anticipating trajectories, and that's like sort of what Mewtwo kind of does, because like he is here and he will be here later, sometime later. I don't know, 20 frames, whatever. Like, in the time that it takes for you to get from here to here, this character is going to be somewhere else, right? It's going to be 20 frames in the future. He could be anywhere, but where could he be, you know? And the smart players will think about the flow and the momentum of the game. Where does this player want to be? And I'm going to cover that spot where he wants to be, or where I think he's going to go. Look, let's look at Fearless, right? The movement is moving left, 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 left. It's very obvious he's holding left on the control stick. So I'm going to be to the left of him, right? And that's like, you know, like that's kind of giving him a lot of credit for a little bit of work, but that's like the idea, is that you're going to be anticipating where they're coming, right? Fuzz right here backs off a little bit. This is not a good spot to do it, but this forward tilt's like an idea, right? Like, he wave dashes back, forward tilts, anticipating a grab, or like a wave dash forward. Fearless jumps, but that's what Fuzz is doing. Like, a lot of these big ranged characters, what they're good at doing is stuffing approaches, right? He does that immediately afterwards with this up tilt. That up tilt catches him coming down, right? Checking him, it misses, but because of the range, not that big of a deal. I don't get punished. Oh, he's above me now. Let's cover that. It trades, right? But still, like, because of the range, you're able to kind of throw out these moves that don't have the best frame data, but it's like totally fine because it takes extra time, extra frames for a character to move to where you are located. Oh, that was weird looking. I just want to look how Mewtwo gets grinded into this thing. What the heck? Looks super weird. Oh my god, whatever. Okay. Man, Fuzz has been combo breaking a lot. That must be breaking Fearless's heart.
I guess you're actually good at the game.
Okay. Corner pressure good.
killed at this percent.
Toss
Oh,
him
okay,
up.
now it's gonna kill. I decided it was gonna kill right there.
And we're going to go into the final stock,
So Fuzz with the lead.
which
He
is,
really wants this, man. He wants to play
I
with
think,
him. Oh, no,
just going to
Fuzz
be
is-
a lot of zoning, right? Because that's what we've been talking about. How to zone with different things. Excuse me. Like little things like this. And this is a very important Mewtwo thing. I'm sure that all Mewtwo's already know what it is, but I'm going to talk about Insta Hover Up Air, right? And that's something that Fuzz does a lot that I think is like a very safe, incredibly useful Mewtwo tool for all the Mewtwo players out there. This move requires you to press a couple buttons, but it pretty much gives you like if you work hard and you like do the buttons that you need, you get pretty much the exact same thing as an up tilt. It covers the exact same space. Imagine Mewtwo is standing here, whoop, like the up tilt covers here, right? And it's like if you hover and you're really close to the ground, whoop, like the up air covers like a very similar spot. Why would you do one over the other, right? The advantage of the hover version is that, let's say you do it and it's unsafe, quote unquote unsafe, right? You do it as like they're right here and they shield it. When you are up tilting, you have to finish the entire animation, right? And then Mewtwo like does the backflip, and then this entire time, starting here all the way to here, you're vulnerable. But when you have the hover canceled version, right, you can say, uh-oh, he shielded, end my hover. Then you go into whatever, just random 4 frames of landing lag, and then you're out of here, or like you teleport away, or like you spot dodge or something. You are able to stop your animation right here instead of having to finish the whole cycle. So Insta Hover Up Air has all of the same benefits as an up tilt, but none like very like a fraction of the cost. So be aware of things like that. Like look exactly, like look how fast this is. Look how fast this oh yeah, like he's like back in, and like there's no time to punish that. You can imagine like not necessarily, because whoa buddy, uh-oh, here we go. Okay. I'm pressing too many weird buttons. It's okay, we're almost at the end. He's forward smashing, but like if Fearless was just standing there, he would be able to punish with the dash attack on an up tilt, right? Fuzz up tilts, Fearless can dash attack in, but because Fuzz hover cancel up airs, Fearless wouldn't be able to punish it at all. Another example of using your right again, like just throw him out, because like why not? Hover cancel up air, super safe.
He didn't hit though. But
Use your range in order to like use and abuse your range against characters like Lucario, and then that should be the game. Yeah. So like, how do you win this neutral exchange? Oh, just back her out of shield. Just that was definitely Fearless's fault. He should have canceled into something else. He canceled into up smash. Could have just down beat away. Oh well. But yeah, that's in my opinion a really good game of Smash. A really good example of how to use Mewtwo well. What makes Mewtwo unique as a character, and a lot of how you can how like a lot of different PM characters fuse different aspects of Melee together. The float with the range of Marth is like a very scary tool, to the point where like you can be even more effective than Marth without the dash dance. Like Fuzz didn't dash dance at all. There was like that one really sick moment in the middle, but aside from that, pretty much nothing. He was able to get by just on the defensive walls, on being able to put up hitboxes, anticipating movement. That's the big thing, and that's what would make a Mewtwo player play really well, is to be able to, you know, like anticipate like a psychic Pokemon what they're gonna do before they do it, and then punish them before they realize what they're doing. And that's the end of the video for this week. We'll see you next time.